Alright, so here we have the Lenovo y460p laptop computer. It's a 14-inch computer. I got it off Lenovo's website for $800. That was with a $500 coupon, so it was originally $1,300. For the price, I thought this was a really good deal in terms of the specs. It has a lot of muscle. It's fairly heavy because of that. It has a second generation i7 quad-core processor with 2 gigahertz, I believe, of processing power. I forget the model numbers exactly. It has a RAID 1 gigabyte dedicated graphics card. It has 8 gigabytes of memory and a 750 gigabyte hard drive. So overall, it has pretty good specs for a laptop. I think it'd be a decent desktop replacement for most people, and it'd be overkill for a lot of people's needs. But I figure it'll last me the next 4 years, so I'm just going to go over the ports and stuff like everyone always seems to do. So here's the VGA port, the HDMI port, Ethernet. There's a fan. It gets pretty hot, so it's good to have it on a desk or something. If it's in your lap, you're probably going to want a cooling case or something. It gets pretty warm, especially when you're playing games. It is very good for games. For a laptop of its price, I can play... I don't actually play too many games, but I have played The Sims 3 on it, and I can play it all in the highest graphics possible, and it runs fine. So there's two USB ports on the left side, audio jack, mic jack. On the front there's nothing except for the card reader and the Wi-Fi on and off switch, which I haven't had any issues with. On the right side we have the lock, the power cord, the DVD drive, the eSATA/USB 3.0 port, and a USB 2.0 port. The only thing on the back is the battery, which gets about 3 hours of life, I'd say. And probably like 1.5 if you're gaming. So you definitely want to keep this plugged in. I'm opening it up now. There's the screen. Obviously it's kind of a glossy screen. The viewing angle's alright on it. You do want to be dead on with it though. I'd say you could probably turn 45 degrees in both directions and still be able to see fine. It's got a webcam, 2 mics, stereo mics, I guess, on the top. And that's all there is on the screen, really. Alright, so now let's look at the keyboard part. And the bottom part, I guess, the main part where you do everything. There's a touchpad. Obviously it's medium size, I'd say. When I first got it, it seemed kind of sticky. I didn't like that much. But I think that was just from the packaging. It went away after a day or two, and I cleaned it a few times. It has dedicated left and right mouse click. I like that. The keyboard works well. It's good for gaming. The keys are nicely spaced apart, especially the function keys. Full-size keyboard. The JBL speakers, they work pretty good, but they are just that. They're just laptop speakers. They have a power button, some type of backup button, which I'm never going to use. And then there's a bunch of light-up keys at the top for controlling media and switching between different applications and stuff, which is kind of cool, but not really necessary. So that's the keyboard. Now I'm going to fire it up, and we're going to check out the load time. Okay, so now I have my stopwatch ready, and I'm going to turn it on. And we're going to see how long this takes to boot up to the start menu. And I will have to type my password in, so I guess we'll just have to neglect the second that takes. So right now we're at 16, 17, 18, 20 seconds, and it still has not come up to the login screen. Alright. Right now, take us to the welcome screen. Alright, so that was about 47 seconds. Take off a second or two with the with me having to log in, obviously. So overall, the boot time is pretty good. Alright, now that it's on, I can give you a better look at the media controls on the keyboard. There's the power button, the some type of backup button right there, which I don't use. There's a few indicator lights for Wi-Fi, data, and Bluetooth. I forgot to mention it does have Bluetooth. This is kind of unique here. There's this kind of like strip thing that you can slide your hand back and forth. You can use it to lock your screen. You can use it to change your Windows wallpaper, and you can use it to switch between like a set of like 8 different applications that just kind of pop up. So it's nifty, but it's not really necessary. There's a battery button. They have this video button, which is supposed to be enhanced video graphics. It doesn't really do anything at all from what I've noticed. There's a volume up and down key and a mute button. And now I'm just going to show you that slide back and forth thing. So if I slide it from all the way from the left to the right, you get this kind of zipper thing. And then I guess it kind of locks all the functions. It locks your keyboard and your mouse. It doesn't actually lock the computer. It just kind of zips it up and makes these weird bubble things come up. So I don't really see a purpose in that. It's cool, but it's kind of pointless. I don't see myself ever using that. If you go from right to left all the way across, it would switch the background. But I don't have any additional backgrounds on here, so we can't see that, sorry. And then if we start at the middle, we get this kind of dock that comes up. We can slide our finger back and forth and launch programs. That is actually somewhat useful. Alright, now I'm going to go in and look at the system specs, computer, properties. Okay, some people are interested in this, so I'm going to look at the system's rating with the Windows Experience Index and got a 5.9. The processor got a score of 7.4, the memory had a score of 7.6, the graphics had 6.7, the gaming graphics were 6.7 as well, and the hard disk got a rating of 5.9. So the hard disk is 5400 RPM or whatever it is, so 5400. It's low, but it is a 750 gig hard drive, and I don't really need that much hard drive speed, I guess. I don't mind waiting an extra few seconds if I get all that extra space. So that's not really an issue for me. So overall, I do like this laptop a lot. I think it's going to be pretty useful, and thank you for watching my video.